Before I proceed, let me quickly say that the Nungu Business School has run program on financing and technology and Islamic financing in particular in the last 6 years. And this we have done successfully. And we have an array of alumni who today are in the financial sector. Some of them have become MD in different financial institutions. And as such, we feel proud to announce this program of ours that will be running in the area of financial technology. Please, if you are able to unmute, you can unmute. If your background is fine and there's less noise, you can just unmute and ask your question. And please just stop at any time that it comes to you. Just unmute and ask your question. If you're not able to do that, use the chat box, and you can actually use it to post your questions. And we'll be glad to take it. All right. So today we'll be discussing the program as it were, the Fintech and the Islamic Fintech program. They are a single program, and in the course of the program, we will have people who want to specialize on Islamic Fintech to actually take additional courses. And so there are special topics that we'll look at. We look at introduction to Fintech, seminar in data sciences, as well as other related fields. We also take courses in financing, and so we'll take courses in banking and how technology can actually be deployed to assist financing. So what is your major or major you want? We allow students to come from different fields, and we assumed a zero knowledge of finance or a zero knowledge of Islamic finance as well. And so we focus in, for people who want to do pure financing, we focus in on financing and technology, and how technology can be used to actually aid financing. So we use that effectively. Also, we also focus on people who are currently in the field of financial technology in Nigeria or in anywhere in the world, and we provide them with the necessary skill for them to actually advance their career. The target is at least one thing you want to do after this semester. So after the course, which is a 2-semester course, before students come in, we want them to actually put down what their course objective is. And as such, we'll help them to develop that objective and ensure that they attain it at the end. The program, like I said, runs for 2 semesters, and the 3rd semester will be for capstone projects. And the capstone project will be on what they want to actually work on. And so under the guidance of one of the faculty that has expertise in that area, and if we don't have anybody that has expertise in that area in-house, we'll look for somebody that has practical experience in that area, and so you'll be able to work with the person. Like I said, I have worked in the fintech industry in the last 16 years, and I've moved from being a system architect to being the MD of a financial technology company in Nigeria. Having had my background from the educational background in fintech from the Osmania University in India. So we'll be looking at some special topics. We'll be looking at financial technology, and we'll dig deep into it. We'll also look at Islamic finance plus technology, and we'll also dig very deep into that. We'll look at finance as a course on its own, and we'll dig deep into finance as well as look at money and how money works. What is money today? What will money become? What phase is money taking, and how it will evolve over time. We'll also take a very deep deep dive into that. The courses will also be enriched with quite a lot of case materials that we will study that will put us in the driver's seat to enable us to drive as somebody who is a leader within the financial technology markets. So if you look at the name FinTech, so it's finance and technology, and so we find an intersection between finance and technology. So what is FinTech? A broad array of companies, support services for traditional finance firm, alternative to traditional banking and financial service firm, additional financial services for customers. Financial in the future will take the form of cryptocurrency, artificial intelligence for finance. So a lot of things will happen, and a lot of the assets that we call money today will be digitalized. And already we are seeing the digitalization of currencies around the world. The e-naira, as it were, in Nigeria is yet to take off fully, but it will become an asset too, where we will not need to actually be carrying the naira notes either in our pocket, but we will have an electronic wallet where we'll be able to carry the naira notes in a digital format. These are fintech companies around the world, the fintech ecosystem. You have the advisors, people who look at personal finances. You have the registration technology, digital banks and banking software providers, payment and remittance agents. You have blockchains and Bitcoin. You have InsurTech, and you have alternative finance. And all of these are different companies around the world that offer different things. In our own system too, we'll be able to bring out the switches from InterSwitch to unified payments, to Charm Switch, to the central aggregator, which is Nigeria Interbank Settlement System, and to the card providers from MasterCard, Visa Card, Verve Card, and other type of card, China Union Pay, and different cards and how they operate within the ecosystem. We also find a different wallet and how the wallet operates, and all of that will be discussed in the course of this program. So we also look at the investment in the global financial technological space and how it has grown between 2010 and 2017. And you have a chart here that shows the growth and how we've been able to have also exponential growth within the 2020 and till date, how it has been growing. Despite this growth globally, the growth in terms of investment in Africa still remains very, very small. So we look at financial intermediation, the role of the banks, the commercial bank, how they provide the middleman role to provide 4 key functions: payment and transaction processing, safekeeping of the asset, which is money, pulling savings from investors to make loans and investments, risk sharing through asset transformation, as well as financial institution expertise in economy of scale, customer trust, and their fundamentals in reducing transaction costs by liquidity and diversification services, reducing asymmetric information by advice and selection, which is Lemon, problem before transaction and moral hazard after, accepting risk, maturity, credit, currency, and liquidity management. So we'll deal with all of this in the course of the program. We also look at the evolution and disintermediation. The incumbent financial institutions subject to 3 major concerns: mistrust, concern about potential system risk. Can the global financial crisis happen again? What are the customers to do to get their service they need? The unbanked community, what do we need to do? Funding gap of SMEs, that is talking about small and medium enterprises. Financial intimidation is too costly. We look at the Philippine theory of 2014, the 2% of US GDP since 1880, as well as the 36% unbanked in Nigeria. Now, we also look at disintermediation of traditional business model, rise of shadow bank and market-based financing, fintech innovation. We look at the area of legacy technology system and regulation, incumbent financial institutions, slowness and low digital awareness, high transaction cost, market gap, low entry barriers. We look at all of this. Then we look at how the shifting has been happening by financial services, people moving from singular provider for most services to unbundle the services, multiple providers, marketplaces, product and services level. We look at banks and financial institutions providing service. Now, internet, retail, telecom firm have entered the service, and they have also been able to find aggregators. Bank card and payment settlement system. That's what we used to have traditionally. Today, we're having blockchain, non-bank, non-card payment system, digital mobile wallet, virtual cards. We used to have fiat currency, which is the Naira note that we both carry in our wallet. Today, we have cryptocurrencies. We also have loans from banks and lending firms as from PE companies. Today, we are also seeing peer-to-peer lending. We're seeing peer-to-peer lending. We're seeing crowdfunding. We're seeing peer-based credit scoring and rating system. We used to have equity funding for new firms. Now that has been democratized for equity funding. Traditional brokerage and trading, we are seeing quant trading, APIs, and we're seeing gamification. Traditional wealth management, we're seeing analytics, wealth management for masses. So we're seeing a lot of changes around the platform and how all of this is changing. We're going to show you that, and we're going to also show you how you can participate in all of this. We're seeing potential disruption across the base. And we're seeing that for personal loans, digital payment has destabilized it today globally by 13%. Deposit has been disrupted by 9%. Wealth management disrupted by 13%. SMB loans by 13%. In-store payment by 9%. International remittance by 6%. Mortgages by 3%. And so we're seeing how quickly things have been disrupted around the world, and where we in developing economy are playing, and what is going to be the new phase for us as development economy. We're going to show you all of that and where the gaps are and how we can plug ourselves in. By geography, Africa is still very, very tiny in the global landscape. When you look at digital followers, which is majorly Africa, we don't have a space there. Future growth area from India, you can see they've grown up to 30%. Indonesia has moved forward up to 50%. Russia around 65%. China around 80%. Thailand around 80%. USA around 80%. Sweden around 85%. Netherlands, United Kingdom around 75%. And so different countries in the world are moving. And so the frontier is changing. Smartphone penetration is also going up, and around the world we're having smartphone. A lot of penetration is happening, and so a lot of payment in the future is going to rely so much on the smartphone and how it is done. Most of the internet penetration and contact with internet across Nigeria has happened through the phone as well. So we're going to find quite a lot of that again. If you have any question at this point, please find it free to pause and unmute, like I said, or just put it in the chat box and you can ask your questions. Okay. So these are the heat map, payments from products. Different products have been developed. Loss of relationship, loss of relevance, loss of revenue. These are competitive fintech. Collaborative fintech are looking at reduction in operation cost, reduction in risk, reduction in the new digital businesses, how they emerging. So from the product side, you're seeing deposit account, payment account, lending account, wealth management, markets, insurtech, and back office operation. And this is the way they have been evolving in the last couple of years. By geography, this is the way we've seen a lot of money being distributed per head across different countries in the world. Nigeria is there. If you look at it per global average, we're just about $1 million in terms of money spread into fintech, while a country like India is still looking at about 227 million in terms of the amount of money spread on fintech around the globe. So we're still very at the base level. And when you look at the rest of Africa, apart from Nigeria, really, and South Africa, every other African country is still playing catch up. So what is our class? In our class, we'll be looking at quite a number of stuff. Over the course of the program, we'll be looking at blockchain. We'll be looking at artificial intelligence, fintech projects. We'll bring in a lot of guest speakers from the industry. We'll look at research results. We'll look at Islamic finance and how Islamic fintech plays in. We'll look at e-payment infrastructure in Nigeria, what you need to quickly leverage on and how quickly you can scale and what you need to do. And if you're currently in the industry, the things you need to know, the areas you need to focus on, where is the blue ocean? Where is the red ocean? Where is the green field? Where is the brown field? What you need to do? Where's the next emerging phase? And the things you need to actually look at. And we look at a lot of stuff in the area of data mining, and data sciences. So if you have questions, this is where we'll draw the curtain this evening. Thank you. If you have questions regarding the program and how we need to do it, we're still going to have another more session about the program before we actually start. But these are to just sensitize us about the things that we'll be doing in the course of the program. Thank you very much and good evening. If you have any question, please feel free to ask before we round up. If you are finding it difficult to unmute there to speak, you can actually pose a question in the chat box as well. Thank you. Question, please. Okay, so if you don't have any question, maybe I'll ask you a question myself. So what's your take about the program? What's your expectation?
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, my name is Muhammad Ahmad. So my own is comment. Having been a PhD student, focusing my research on the area of Islamic Fintech, this course will be very interesting for me, and I can't wait to join this program under this Abu institution. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thanks, Malam Muhammad. Wish you success in your PhD research work. I think also you are also going to benefit the class a lot with your finding and your PhD research. This is going to be very useful. So we're going to have a lot of people from practice actually that will be in the class. And I can tell you also that 85% of the faculty that will be teaching here holds a PhD and they are currently in the industry. They are currently in the industry working, and they also hold PhD in a different area of financial technology. And so it's going to be quite an interesting class we're going to have. It's going to be less theoretical, a lot of practical, and we're going to have a laboratory, a digital laboratory where we also make you to work and do some work and also come up with a number of products to also challenge the mind of the people. Don't worry, you're not going to be coding, you're not going to be writing codes, but the platform will assist you a lot, and so that we'll be able to see how products are being designed in different areas across the sphere. Thank you. Comments, questions?
Thank you so much.
Yeah, good evening. Question, comment, please. Okay, so if there are no more questions, we look forward to another week or so. The registrar will tell us when we're going to have another session because we want to continue to give you a lot of snippets on what we've done. A recording of what we've done today here will be shared with you, just like a recording of all of your classes will also be shared with you. And if you missed any of the class, you'll find the recording. We also have areas at time where we need to actually be in a virtual lab, and your lab session also will be recorded, and whatever you're doing in the lab will also be recorded and also be passed across to you. So thank you and good evening, and I'll see you next week. Thank you. Registrar, over to you.
Thank you. Thank you, sir. And thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for joining us this evening. By God's grace, we'll keep you informed about when we'll have another session that you would find interesting and also enlightening. Thank you so much for your time. Really appreciate you. Do have a fantastic week ahead.
You are most welcome. Thank you.
All right, bye-bye. Assalamu alaikum.